Welcome to Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, home of Halifax Academy. We are on the campus ready for game number 2 in this best of 3 series. Halifax Vikings and the Cape Fear Christian Academy Eagles. Ryan Smith here with you on the broadcast. Great to be here with you today. And joined on my left is Rabbit Long. How are you today, Rabbit?
Doing good. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So let's start with Halifax. You're pretty familiar with the program. Start talking about what you've seen from this season and obviously yesterday in that Game 1 loss.
Well, today is shaped up. It should be a very good ball game. Hopefully it'll be a good 2 ball games. Based off of the season, Halifax has gone to Cape Fear, and they played them twice early in the season and beat them both times. And Cape Fear showed up yesterday, and don't want to call it a surprise win because Cape Fear came out and played some good ball. So it's shaping up where the Halifax team is going to have to play strong today in order to beat a good Cape Fear Eagles team.
That's certainly correct. And Cape Fear is on an 11-game winning streak, so something which that winning streak obviously continued yesterday with that Game 1 win. Halifax themselves had a 5-game winning streak that was snapped. So talk about just kind of momentum going into this game and the importance of starting out fast as they're down 1-0 in this series.
Well, with them being down 1-0 and everything else, I would say probably a lot of it goes back to Cape Fear's had a playoff run of it. They've had to play some real strong teams. Halifax has struggled in the first 2 rounds of the playoff. One against Lawrence Academy where they were able to win, but they didn't play up to their potential. So they're going to have to play up to their potential today in order to compete with this Cape Fear team.
Perfect. Well, we look forward to bringing that to you as we are getting ready to start here. We are getting right up to the plate and up for Halifax. Up for Halifax, number 6, Morgan Hudeman. The catcher also for today's game when she is fielding.
Morgan is also, she's having an outstanding year for Halifax. She's been the leadoff batter all year long, led the team in steals, and she had an outstanding day yesterday.
Yep, that next pitch in there for a strike. So we got 1-1 is the count as she steps into the batter box for pitch number 3. Next pitch, dribbled along the shortstop, and she is going to get down there. Will be a base hit for Morgan and a leadoff single for Halifax.
And that's always important to have your leadoff batter getting on base at the beginning of the order. And with Morgan, she's batting .500 on the year, so she's done an outstanding job of that and leading the team in that leadoff spot.
Yes, sir. And next we've got number 4, Berkeley Gardner, playing third base when she is going to be fielding today, up second. First pitch up there for ball 1, I believe.
Berkeley has actually moved up in the lineup today. I think yesterday she was batting 5th. She did go out of the park yesterday in the 3rd attempt at bat.
That's correct. Yes, she had a lot of good at-bats yesterday, but that 3rd attempt finally was able to get out of the park. Upstairs for ball number 2. We're going to go to second, and that will be safe for Morgan. So a stolen base to add for her day so far. We've got 2 balls, no strikes. Berkeley back into the circle. Morgan on second, anxiously awaiting a hit by her teammate. The pitch popped up, third base, and that will be caught for out number 1.
Right now, it's very important for Halifax to get the ball base hit out there in the grass with a runner like Morgan on second base because she can score on a base hit from that position.
Certainly is, for sure. Next up, we've got Ashton Gardner, number 25, the shortstop. First pitch out there on left field for strike 1, foul. Ashton is a senior. She'll be playing shortstop once the Vikings take the field. Morgan is a junior who's on second. I forgot to mention that earlier in the broadcast. Next pitch, absolutely smoked to the third base as well, off the fence for foul number 2 and strike number 2. 0-2 count now for Ashton.
Looks like Ashton's taking off from where she left off yesterday, getting ahead the ball and pulling it down third baseline. She's going to need to stay back a little bit on the ball.
Certainly. And these are the kind of bats you want if you're Halifax, waiting for your pitch, always swinging aggressively, but still making contact, and just waiting for your pitch to make contact the right way. Next pitch in there, and swing and miss. That will be the second out and first strikeout
Next
of the day.
The Vikings, number 22, Emerson Poole.
Emerson Poole, she was one of the, I think the 3, 4, and 5 batters yesterday were 1 for 12, and Emerson Poole got the one hit with a good sharp drive in between second and third.
Absolutely. That first pitch is going to get down through the middle. Morgan will come home for the Vikings, and that is a 1-0 lead for the Vikings and an RBI single for Emerson.
Very, very important run right there to have that lady get on second base and to be able to score. Emerson Poole again with a base hit right straight up the middle.
Emerson, a senior first baseman, stepping up for her team. We now have to the plate number 5, Ashton Cook. Ashton also the starting pitcher today for the Eagles, or the Vikings when they come out.
I would probably say that Ashton Cook probably has one of the strongest bats on the team.
Well, if she keeps doing what she did most of this season, I would tend to agree with you on that one. Forgot to tell you at the beginning of the broadcast, Claire Parker, the starting pitcher for Cape Fear, had her first strikeout just a moment ago against Ashton Gardner. Parker, the junior. That one is flown up to left center field, but it's going to be foul. But a good aggressiveness there by Cook as she smacked that one just a little bit too far left. The count is now 2-1, 2 outs, top of the first. Ryan Smith here with you on the broadcast. Thank you for streaming with us today. Rabbit Long alongside me. Next pitch that is popped up over the fence into foul territory through the woods. We live to play another pitch. 2-2 now the count. Parker goes back into the circle. Cook back into the batter's box. Got a runner on first. And smacked right behind the plate near our broadcast off the fence. So we've got a 2-2 count. Once again, as I was alluding to earlier, Rabbit, this is the type of at-bat that Halifax wants. Keep getting those pitches and keep swinging at the ball, even if it's a foul, because eventually you're going to hit it.
Yes, that's exactly right. I know with Ashton Cook, she was going like 130-some pitches yesterday.
And another one just foul off that third base. The third baseman for Cape Fear, Kaylee Ray, had to kind of jump out of the way. She almost got drilled on that one.
Tell you, the lady's doing a good job up there on the pitcher's mound for Cape Fear.
Claire is doing quite well so far. Popped up over our broadcast and fouled once again. That's got to be about 5 foul balls in a row now, 5 or 6. I think I wasn't keeping count, but certainly a lot here as Halifax is trying to get another run, add to their 1-0 total. That was an RBI single earlier by Emerson Poole, brought home Morgan Houdinett. And that one upstairs for ball number 3, and we are at full count, 3-2. As some say, the most exciting pitch in softball or baseball.
Full count, lady on first shift, on first base. She needs to be taken off on the release.
And popped up by Cook, and that is no problem for Parker, and she will bring that to the close, and we are through half of 1. Your score, Halifax 1, Cape Fear 0.
Yeah, there's.
So as we go into this bottom of the first inning, talk about the starting pitcher today for Halifax.
Well, with Ashton Cook yesterday, Ashton came in and she pitched a good ball game yesterday. I think she gave up a total of about 6 hits in the ball game and ended up throwing 130-some pitches. Ashton Cook has been the go-to person for Halifax all year long. So she's helped carry this team, not only just with a bat, but up there on the pitcher's mound also.
Absolutely. And we were talking to Coach Brent Hamill before the game, the assistant coach. He said they went 2 for 15 yesterday and just not a good statistics for them in that game 1. And, he's looking forward to the seniors, especially bouncing back today and obviously being more aggressive in their bats and turning some of those strikeouts into hits today.
That's it. That's it. This game has already started out about the same way as it did yesterday's game, with the visiting team coming out in the first inning and throwing the first blow and getting the first run of the game.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more, as I just mentioned, for Halifax. Ashton Cook, the sophomore pitcher, starting today on the mound, game 2 of this must-have game for Halifax. She also plays outfield as well.
Yes, she does. She plays outfield when Berkeley Garner comes in to pitch on the pitcher's mound.
And I hear she's quite the athlete. Volleyball, softball, and basketball.
That's exactly right. She was all tournament selected in the basketball and basketball. I'm not sure. I know she was a starter on the volleyball team, but she's a big key to the Lady Vikings out here at Halifax Academy.
Absolutely. So we will start the bottom of the first inning. Number 2, Kaylee Ray, coming to bat for Cape Fear. First pitch is a ball. So 1-0 pitch for Ray to start. Ray is a sophomore. Cape Fear Christian Academy in Irwin, North Carolina. That's near Fayetteville, in case you're wondering where that is. Cape Fear is coached by Sterling Holmes, assisted by Craig Autry and Connie Horn. Next pitch in there for ball number 2. So we've got 2 balls, 0 strikes. Next pitch by Cook in there for strike number 1. 2-1 is the count. Cook so far. She had a couple of pitches that didn't go her way for those first couple balls, but she's able to hopefully now find her groove. Second pitch. Strike number 2. We've evened our count at 2-2. Nobody on. Halifax with a 1-0 lead.
And looking at some of the stats, it's important that they can keep Ray off the bases. She's, good for stealing bases, running.
And just as you said, right up the middle for a base hit for Ray. And that will be their first hit of the game for Cape Fear.
This is where Morgan Hudeman's got to be on her toes. Ashton Cook's going to have to give her some good pitches, because this girl on first is ready to run as soon as she gets the sign.
Absolutely. Riley Horn up as the first pitch goes for strike number 1. Horn is a pitcher and infielder for the Eagles, and a sophomore, 5'4" tall. Upstairs for ball number 2. 1-1 now the count. Runner on first for Cape Fear.
So it sounds like we got 2 sophomores on the pitcher's mound today.
That's correct. We've got a duel between the underclassmen today. A beautiful Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, home of Halifax Academy. If you're just joining us on the stream, Ryan Smith here with you, Rabbit Long alongside me. Thank you for spending part of your day here with us.
Oh, thank you.
That next pitch low in the dirt for ball 3. So we've all of a sudden got a 3-1 count here for the Vikings. Potential trouble time. Let's see if they walk them. Next pitch, swing and a miss, so a full count now for Horn. Horn checking her swing. And next pitch for Cook. That one is off the first base fence and for a foul.
Now, I would like to say, after watching the game yesterday, that this Coach Holm, the head coach, Sterling Holm, he does an outstanding job with these young ladies.
Absolutely. Holm has been at it for a while. He knows what he's doing. And that's going to be a walk for Horn, the shortstop. She gets to first base. And we will bring up Mariah Bell, number 1, the junior for Cape Fear. She plays center field today for the Lady Eagles. So we've got runners on first. We've got runners on second. 1-0 Halifax. First pitch up there for ball 1.
Morgan Hudeman, outstanding job checking the runner at second base to make sure she didn't take off.
I was about to say that was a great check there by Hudeman, so good awareness there. Swing and a miss, strike number 1. We've got a 1-1 count now. That is a ball number 2.
There you go.
And got him. That is a strike throw out for Cook. And so the runner tried to get sneaky there, Rabbit, and they were not sneaking.
Outstanding play by Morgan Hudeman behind the plate to come up and fire the ball back to the pitcher as quick as she did. Girl took off, and Cook was able to fire it to third base, and Berkeley made the tag and got her out right there.
Yes, that indeed. So 3-2 now is the count, or excuse me, 2-2 for Mariah.
One out and run on first.
Yep.
That was a big out.
And a little popper to second base.
Double play.
And that's a double play by the Vikings. You just said it. You called that. So that will end the inning, get the Vikings out of the jam, and we go to the second. 1-0 as we go to break. Thank you for streaming with us today on BigSportsTV.com. We'll be right back with the top of the second inning.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
If I do like a hand. And welcome to the second inning between Halifax and Cape Fear here in beautiful campus of Halifax Academy in Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. Ryan Smith here with you on the broadcast, joined by Rabbit Long on my left. We are in the second inning in this Game 2 of Best of 3 series between the Halifax Academy Vikings and the Cape Fear Christian Eagles. And just coming back out to the field for Cape Fear is Claire Parker, the junior. And stepping up to bat now is number 23, Ashton Lyles. Rabbit, talk about Lyles a little bit.
Ashton Lyles right now, she has an outstanding batting average right now. She's batting about .412 right now. She didn't get any hits yesterday, but she's a strong senior on this team, and she's one of the 4 leaders that they have. She's got an outstanding arm out there in the outfield, and she's thrown quite a few people out.
And that one is popped up, easy out for the Lady Eagles, so for out number 1, so Lyles was able to pop up there.
Sophomore number 15, Ashton Knight.
That will bring up number 15, the sophomore, Ashton Knight.
Ashton Knight, she played in left field yesterday. She's out in right today, and I think that deals a lot with the couple of hits that they had to go that way.
And that one swung on and hit out to a little past the home plate here on the first base foul line. So 0 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out, top of the second.
Ashton Knight's one of the young ladies on this team, and she's contributed a whole lot this year as far as helping with Halifax.
And that one's going to be hit up the middle to second base, and that will be safe. So a single to start the day for Lyles.
Good hustle down that line by Ashton Knight to get down there and beat that throw to first base.
Absolutely. So now that brings up Tara Simmons, the left fielder, number 24, another senior on this team. You mentioned 4 seniors trying to fight their way back today in this game 2 of 3.
Yeah, Tara Simmons also played basketball for us. She was an outstanding 4-person out there on the court, and yesterday she got one of the hits too that was in between third base and shortstop. So her job right now is to get that run to second base.
Absolutely. She's one of those 3-sport athletes I think I talked about with Ashton as well, volleyball, softball, and basketball. A number of those girls on this team have played 2 sports, even 3. I think there's I think it's Morgan Hudeman that is cross-country, swimming, and softball. So quite a diversity of sports on this team.
Yes, Morgan Hudeman cross-country, also all-state in cross-country. Outstanding young lady.
That next pitch in there for strike, swing, and a miss. So all of a sudden we are at 1-2 is the count. Next pitch, swing and a miss. That will be strike number 3 and out number 2 for Simmons.
That looked like a bit of a changeup coming from Parker because Tara Simmons was way ahead on that pitch.
Absolutely. So we'll be sure to look more into that as we go along here Now batting, the 9th batter in the lineup, swing and a miss, strike 1 for the first pitch is number 8, Hayden Barlow. Hayden is a 7th grader. And
seventh grader, outstanding young lady, and one of them that we look forward to for having for many, many years.
And that one right up against the fence near our broadcast, so not the kind of scary on that moment on that one.
Hayden's done an outstanding job this year as a 7th grader, stepping up into that playing second base, and she's also played a little third for Halifax.
Absolutely. Next pitch, and that will be strike 3, and that will be the end of the top of the second. So we go to the bottom of the second. Your score, Halifax 1, Cape Fear 0. So, Rabbit, talk a little bit more about momentum for this game and talk about, I don't want to say a sense of urgency, but talk about just kind of what are some of the keys that Halifax needs to do to make sure they get this into a game 3 today.
Halifax, I think the main thing they've got to have their seniors have got to step up in this ball game right here. They didn't have a good outing yesterday, and it's very important that the 4 seniors, Ashlyn Lyles, Emerson Poole, Ashton Garner, and Tara Simmons, it's very important that they keep this team up and keep this team moving. I think they were disappointed yesterday with the loss. It was a surprise to them, not to take anything away from Cape Fear Christian, but it just surprised them after they had beat them twice. So I think the girls are ready, and biggest thing, they just got to make sure that they're putting the bat on the ball, as Brent Hamill had mentioned earlier.
Absolutely, yes. And that was some of the keys talking to Coach Hamill before this game, making sure they don't go 2 for 15 like they did yesterday and just converting some of those strikeouts into hits as well. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the broadcast, our 2 umpires today is Keith Gould and
Next
Will
batter for
Henderson.
the Eagles, number 4.
Forgot to mention that at the top of the broadcast, so 2 umps who are doing an outstanding job so far. So we start the bottom of the second. Back out is Cook. And up for Cape Fear is number 4, Christina Kennedy.
Christina Kennedy, left-hander, and she yesterday had a good bat, and I think she's got a little speed once she gets on first base, left-handed.
That next one is going to be in there for Ball.
She appears to be a very disciplined batter up there in the batter's box.
Absolutely. Strike 1, and an absolutely low sinker there by Cook, I believe, and Kennedy fell for that one.
Yes.
So, okay, there we go. 2-1. I was right. So 2-1 is now the count. Popper to third base in the left field, but that's going to be just foul, so we'll redo that one more time. In case you're just joining us, we are live here, the NCISAA 1A High School Softball Championship game here on Big Sports TV. Ryan Smith here with you. That one smacked to center field. And that will be a base hit for the Lady Eagles.
That looks like Christine Kennedy left off exactly where she was yesterday.
16,
And she, too,
Bordeaux.
is only a 7th grader.
Only a 7th grader is right now. That will bring up number 16, the first baseman, Kim Bordeaux. She is a junior for this Cape Fear squad. That one gets away from the catcher, and we're going to get a stolen base by Cape Fear and Christina Kennedy. So a little bit of maybe some nerves coming in now for Halifax, but we'll see if they can settle that down as they look to keep their 1-0 lead. Second batter up. Little chopper that off the pitch there, off the catcher to the back. Once again, we bring up 1-1 is the count.
Now with no outs, I'm figuring that the coach here is going to let this batter go ahead and bat to try to get that run to third base, and if it don't, he's almost going to have to go with a bunt next batter.
Absolutely. Swing and a miss, strike number 2. 1-2 count now for Bordeaux. And Bordeaux gets a Liner into right. That's going to break down, go towards the fence, and we are going to have a tie game at 1. Coming home is Christina Kennedy. And that will be a triple for Bordeaux. So an absolute momentum shifter now for Cape Fear. So a tie game at 1, but also a triple for Bordeaux.
That's exactly right. That ball was perfectly placed by her in between Lyles and Gorham out there in right field, and was able to roll to the fence, and she picked up a triple on it, plus got the RBI also.
And that will bring up number 7, Avery Williams, the sophomore. That one popped way up in the air for out number 1 on first pitch. So Avery, the sophomore, did not last long at the plate, swung at her first pitch, and that was an out. So that will bring up number 12, Becca Innes, the catcher for Cape Fear. She is a sophomore standing at 5'6" tall. Strike 1 for Innes.
And that's what Cook's gonna have to do. She's gonna have to get ahead in the count so she can go back to her changeup and everything on some of these batters to keep them guessing.
Absolutely. That one way up there for ball number 2. Innes has played in 51 games for the Eagles, one of their more experienced players. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 1-2 count now.
Good swing, good cut from Innes on that.
And that one popped behind the plate. Let's see if Hoodeman can get it. Oh, so close there by Hoodeman. Good effort, though. So it will remain 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 2nd. Ryan Smith here with you on the broadcast. Rabbit Long beside me. If you are just joining us here in the NCISAA 1A High School Softball Championship game on Big Sports TV. That one is popped up for your 2nd out. No problem there for the Vikings. And I believe that was Ashton Garner making that catch.
That's correct. Ashton Garner, one of the seniors, and probably one of the strongest hitters on the ball team for Halifax.
And that's going to bring up number 6, Ansley McLamb, the second baseman and shortstop senior for the Eagles team. First pitch, ball 1 in the dirt.
Very important for Halifax to get this out right here so they can stop the bleeding while Cape Fear has a run on third base.
Strike 1 right down the pike. That was a great pitch by Cook. As you said, need to get ahead of the count and maintain the flexibility that she can have as she gets ahead of the count. Next pitch. That's to the shortstop. And yes, sir, that will be the end of the 2nd inning. Your score, all knotted up here. Halifax 1, Cape Fear 1. Thank you for streaming with us on BigSportsTV.com.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Perfect. And we are in the 3rd inning now, 1-1 game here in beautiful Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, the campus of Halifax Academy. Game 2 of this state championship series, the NCISAA 1A High School Softball Championships here on BigSportsTV.com. Ryan Smith here with you on the broadcast. Rabbit Long alongside me if you're just joining us here. Thank you for streaming and spending part of your day here with us online. So we are in the 3rd period now. Back out is Claire Parker for the Eagles, and it is a 1-1 ball game in the 3rd inning.
Number 6,
We got Morgan Hoodeman leading off the top of the batting order for Halifax, and she was able to put one down third baseline a while ago. So
yes, Hoodeman, the catcher for the Vikings, had a single and her stolen base in her first series at bat. We'll see if she can capitalize on this in her 2nd at bat. Parker going back in. And that's going to be a bunt well done by Hoodeman, and she will be there for a single.
Outstanding job by Morgan Hoodeman on that bunt. They probably didn't even roll 5 feet in front of the plate, and she was able to cross first base by about 2 steps before the throw ever got there.
Absolutely.
Lots of speed in that young lady.
That's well documented so far. So now coming up as that first pitch out in the woods for foul number 1, Berkeley Gardner, the third baseman. She flied out in her first at bat.
Halifax needs to keep everything rolling right now in order to stay in this ball game. They cannot afford to let Cape Fear come in like they did last inning.
Absolutely. And that one popped up right to third base. And that is going to be a double play, I believe, and absolutely dagger for the Vikings.
Looks like the Vikings was on a hit and run just on that play. Berkeley swung through the strike zone, hit a ball to third baseman, and Morgan Hoodeman was on a steal going to second base, so they were able to pick her off at first.
Yep. And first pitch in there for strike number 1 for Ashton Gardner. She struck out in her last at bat.
Ashton Gardner batting .395 on the year as far as the season.
Next pitch, smoked into left field, but that's going to be a foul. So good effort there by Gardner, but that will be a foul. One of the few athletes on this team who is just plays softball. A number of these girls, it seems like they play more than 1 or 2, 3 sports, but
Ashton Gardner, she's the point guard for the basketball team also.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
My notes did not have that one, so I learned something new today on the broadcast. So good to know for Gardner. So, and that next pitch is going to be in for strike number 3, and we go to the bottom of the third inning with a knotted up score: Halifax 1, Cape Fear 1.
Not a good inning for Halifax. Not a good inning for Halifax.
Yes, I was going to say that wasn't probably the best inning for Halifax. While we've got some time, let's go ahead and let you know that this championship softball game between Cape Fear Christian Eagles and the Halifax Academy Vikings is sponsored today by Roanoke Rapids Savings Bank. Banking with a difference. Online at rrsb.com. You can follow Roanoke Rapids Bank on Facebook. And back out onto the field for Cape Fear goes Cook. Hard to miss Coach Sterling for Cape Fear with that pink shirt on. And I think we were told before the game, if you're just joining us or haven't been joining us very long, Cape Fear actually brought their own walk-up music for this series. So that's a first for me as a broadcaster. Yeah. And I'm not sure what the delay is, but you have some knowledge you can pass on to our viewers?
No, I haven't seen anything as far as what they're doing. I see the first base coach is talking with the umpire.
I can't hear you.
23.
All right, so a little bit of miscommunication, but we're gonna play on. So we are now first pitch right into the glove of the second baseman for Halifax.
Hayden Barlow.
Yep, and that will be out number 1.
Next batter for the Eagles, number 2, Kaylee Reddick.
And that was number 23, Claire Parker, who popped up there. So now we bring up to the top of the order for Cape Fear and Kaylee Ray, who has a single and also was tagged out at third last time.
She's fast, girls. Field it clean. Make a good throw. Ready, and you got to scoop everything up over here.
First pitch in there for strike 1. Second pitch blasted by Ray. And that is to the fence for a double. Not a good way to start this inning if you are Halifax.
No, they have a runner in scoring position, but that was an outstanding play by Ashlyn Lyles playing in center field, and the ball was almost hit over the left fielder's head to get back there and hustle that ball in and make the throw to second.
Absolutely. Riley Horn up now, number 10, who walked in her first at-bat. First pitch, strike number 1, right down Broadway. Hands on the hips for Coach Sterling and that pink shirt giving out directions to his squad. That one off the fence behind us, or in front of us here, behind the home plate for strike number 2. So good place to be for Cook here ahead of the count as Morgan Houdinit's going to go have a little chat with the pitcher. So give our audience a little bit of a perspective. What is Morgan saying to Ashlyn right now?
She's probably just addressing this to where the girl's lining up in the box, whether she's up in the box or whether she's her bat's ahead. You know, it may be a good opportunity to throw something like change up.
Next pitch by Cook. That one smacked out of bounds for strike number 2 once again. So we keep our count at 0-2. Bottom of the third inning.
And it's very important to have a catcher like Morgan that can go out there and talk to the pitcher.
And that one is strike 3 for Horn going down. And another strikeout for Cook.
You always look at your catcher as being kind of the quarterback on the field out there.
Absolutely. That will bring up Mariah Bell, number 1. She grounded out in her first at-bat as that first pitch was brought home for strike 1.
Ashton Cook is doing an outstanding job getting ahead in the counts on these last few batters.
And almost over the fence, but not quite. 0-2 count now. Mariah, the junior, hitting .340 on the season average. 47 at-bats this season.
All right, with 2 outs and 2 strikes on her, Cook right here probably needs to try to paint the outside corner of the plate as she did.
And I was taken aback by that one. That one looked like it was coming right towards us. So we got to stay on our toes here at this broadcast.
Ashton Cook did an outstanding job painting the outside corner of that plate just then.
0-2 count. And it'll chop her to third base. That will be out number 3, and we will go to the 4th inning. So it is 1-1 game still, deadlocked. We go to the 4th inning. Thank you for streaming with us here on BigSportsTV.com.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep. And welcome back to the game 2 of this potential potential doubleheader today. Cape Fear and Halifax all knotted up at 1. Ryan Smith here with you on the broadcast. This is the NCISAA 1A High School Softball Championship game on BigSportsTV.com. Rabbit Long beside me today.
We got Emerson Poole coming up to bat right now. Emerson also is basketball and volleyball player, and she was all-state in basketball this year.
Emerson Poole had an RBI single in her first at-bat today.
And she got one of the couple of hits that the seniors had yesterday. So.
And you mentioned the 3-sport athlete, basketball, softball, and volleyball. She's 21 games for the Vikings, one of the seniors on this team, batting .444 on the season.
She's way ahead on the pitch. She pulled it, hard line drive down third base foul.
Yep. She knew that was coming for sure. So 0-1 count, was fouled on the first pitch. Second pitch, that one is going to be in. That's a home run for the Halifax Academy Vikings in this Emerson pool. So that is a 2-1 lead for Halifax. Her teammates are excited. They're ready to meet her at home plate. Tap on the helmet, and you could say they are fired up now on the Halifax sideline.
And that's exactly what Halifax is going to need. They're going to need one of the seniors like Emerson Poole to step up. And she just showed just being that, how capable she is by getting up that swing in that bat, clearing that fence.
Absolutely. Ashton Cook, the pitcher, up, flied out in her first at bat. That first pitch in there for strike number 1. And next pitch, little chopper to third base. No problem there for Cape Fear. That will be their first out of the inning. And I believe I said top of the 4th, but I think I misspoke. I think it is the bottom of the 3rd.
No, it's the top of the 4th.
It is the top of the 4th.
The
Okay.
scoreboard
has not been updated. Okay, just wanted to make sure I was not giving our audience false information.
And that being the first out with Cook grounding out to third base. And then we have a senior,
Ashton Lyles, who also flied out in her first at bat. First pitch in there for strike 1.
Ashley Lyles has a strong bat, and she was also an outstanding basketball player for the team this year. And she's capable of going yard anytime.
Right behind the plate for strike 2, so 0-2 count. Parker is ahead of the pitch here, or ahead of the count. Lyles is a senior on this team, one of the 4 that you were talking about stepping up today. That next pitch is going to get away from the catcher, but no one on base, so nothing will be happening on that. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Top of the 4th here in Game 2 of this best of 3 series between Halifax Academy and Cape Fear Christian. And that one is behind the plate for the same count, 1-2. So this is the kind of bat I think also you were alluded to earlier, Rabbit, Ashton Lyles is having right now, where she is just swinging and she's making contact and she's staying alive.
Yes, she's making the pitcher work right now, and that's what they got to do.
And next pitch, that one is in the center field, coming up for it. Great catch there by Cape Fear, and that was an outstanding job by Mariah Bell there for Cape Fear. So that will be the second out of the inning, and that will bring up number 15, Ashton Knight, the right fielder. She singled in her first at bat. Knight batting .300 this year, and first pitch flied out right to the first baseman, and just like that, we go to the bottom of the 4th. Your score now, Halifax 2, Cape Fear 1. So as we have some time between the broadcast, this is your time to know that this championship softball game today between Cape Fear Christian Eagles and the Halifax Academy Vikings is sponsored by Rin Sports Graphics, screen printing and embroidery of Roanoke Rapids. You can also follow Rin Sports on Facebook. So if you're just joining us here on the broadcast, Ryan Smith here with you alongside Rabbit Long, beautiful Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, home of the Halifax Academy Vikings on their campus today. A lot of people here for this game, just a great packed house. Got people in the bleachers, people along the fence. Good turnout here for game number 2.
Yes, it is. That's one thing that Halifax has always been good for, and that's with the parents and grandparents and family members and everything following their kids, throughout sports. And they've done it. We've got the three of our seniors out there with Lyles, Garner, and Poole have grown up playing softball, and they were over here playing in the travel ball with R.B. Powers. So them 3 girls got a lot of time together.
And that chemistry is very important as they obviously have come through this season and obviously making it to the state championship game where they're at. First pitch for Christina Kennedy is a swing and a miss, strike 1. Kennedy had a single and stolen base in her first at bat, and then had an RBI triple in her second at bat. That next pitch down in the dirt for ball number 1.
And that's where Cook can kind of mix it up a little bit. Once she gets ahead in the count, she can try to get the batter to chase something.
And that one just off the reach of the shortstop, but an outstanding ball hit there by Kennedy for a single.
Next up for the Eagles, number 16.
And that hit right there is going to force things to happen for Kate Fear. You got a run on first base with Kennedy there, and she's got good speed. So
absolutely. Kim Bordeaux, number 16, the first baseman who tripled in her first at bat. So a dangerous hitter up for the Eagles. Ball 1. So talk to me about some strategy. Bordeaux single or tripled in her first at bat. So do you think they're going to try to limit her here, or what's the strategy for the
I would say right now, I think the coach is going to go ahead and let her hit. The thing that he knows he needs to get that runner on first base in scoring position. He's going to probably let this one Bordeaux go up there and hit the ball, and if she's not able to get a hit, then you'd have to watch out for the next batter taking a bunt.
And that one over our heads, out of bounds, out in the woods. So 2-1 now the count. But from Cook's perspective, as she knows she hit a triple off her last time, what's Cook's approach here?
What's Cook's approach here? She's probably just trying to work the play that she did just then by keeping the ball down low and trying to get her to chase it, which has just evened up the count at 2-2.
Absolutely.
So now that she's ahead in the count, she's probably going to look at painting the outside of the plate, or maybe even squeezing it on the inside.
Next pitch. That one popped up into center field, about 3 Vikings surrounding, but that will be taken care of for out number 1.
And number 23, Ashton Lyles, took charge out there and called everyone off.
Number 7, Avery Williams.
So right now is when it gets a little bit dangerous, where you got to worry about this next young lady coming up and laying down a bunt and trying to get that girl to second base and scoring position.
Avery Williams, the next up, number 7. She first pitch out of bounds for ball number 1, or strike number 1, excuse me. Williams flied out in her first at bat. Yes, bunt is going to be potential to watch out for here, as you were just saying. Strike number 2. So 0-2 count. Cook much better in this at bat. She's way ahead of the count here.
And having 2 strikes on her, that kind of takes away the chance of the bunt.
And there is strike 3. Absolute laser upstairs for Cook.
That's it. Cook was able to get ahead in the count. She threw the ball as a riser and everything crossing the plate, and the lady was chased the ball, so puts them at 2 outs and a run on first base.
And Becca Ennis, who flied out in her first at bat, she just took ball 1. That will be her first pitch. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And right near our broadcast, straight off the fence. If that fence wasn't protecting us, one of us was definitely going to get nailed on that one. 1-1 count for Ennis, the catcher for this Lady Eagles squad. Once again, same place, almost. These fences are getting a workout today behind the plate.
That one came off the umpire itself.
I was going to say, Mr. Willie looks like he is okay, and good to see him shake that one off.
Earn that paycheck.
All right, Cook's got 2 strikes on. Again, we still got a runner on first base, so she's got to be careful with a pitch right here. She don't want to give her nothing straight down the middle.
Right. 2-2 count, so we'll even it up. 2-2.
That's it. She was trying to keep it down low and trying to hit the outside corner with it.
That's ball 3, so 3-2 count now for Ennis.
3-2 count, 2 outs, run on first base. It's going to be taken off on the release.
And there it is! Strike 3 for Cook, and great pitch by Cook. And we go to the 5th inning with a Halifax 2-1 lead over Cape Fear. You are watching. Thank you for streaming with us here, BigSportsTV.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Welcome back to Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. This is the NCISAA 1A High School Softball Championship game, Game 2 actually, on BigSportsTV.com. Ryan Smith here with you alongside Rabbit Long. Proud to be here with you today and just bring this game to you. Thank you for streaming and spending part of your day here with us. This softball game today between Cape Fear Christian Eagles and Halifax Academy Vikings, sponsored today by Roanoke Rapids Savings Bank. Banking with a difference online at rrsb.com. You can follow Roanoke Rapids Bank on Facebook.
What I blame is they're dragging it out. You know, it's handled. Like you said, if everybody else saw it, you kind of got from the coach. At least
And while we have a second, I'll also go ahead and tell you Big Sports is where we are presented today, BigSportsTV.com. You can also follow Big Sports on Facebook.
All right, we got Tara Simmons going to lead off the inning. She's the number 8 batter. She was struck out last time, but game yesterday she had a big hit. She's also a senior.
We'll see what Simmons can do. First pitch in the dirt for ball number 1. So Parker, I would say from an opposing standpoint, Parker has pitched a good game so far. What's your observations on her, Rabbit?
Yes, she has. She is looks like a pitcher that is also capable of working the plate inside and outside, high and low. So she's keeping the batters off, on their toes as far as up there in the batter's box. So she's done an outstanding job with it. And only give up 2 runs.
Second pitch out in the first base foul line. Third pitch popped way up in the air, called for it, and taken by the Eagles. That was
next up for the Vikings, number 8, Hayden Barlow.
And Hayden Barlow will come up to the plate now. She struck out in her first at-bat.
Hayden Barlow was batting .259 on the season.
She is a 7th grader, you said, that has a great potential for this team coming up for years to come.
Yes, she does. She's an outstanding athlete, and she's one that does a whole lot of travel ball, stays busy, stays on the road, and Hayden just loves the game.
And that's what you like to see if you're a coach or just a follower of the softball world or any sports, really. Just you want to have someone who's passionate for the game and who just loves to be with her teammates and celebrating. So 1-1 count. Once again out past the foul for second strike. So a 1-2 count now for Barlow, and Parker is ahead 1-2.
I don't expect to see any kind of change up coming from Parker because Hayden has been a little bit behind on the count.
As you just said, that will be the second strike now for out for Hayden Barlow. So she'll go down, but like you said, she's a young enough player. She will keep learning and keep growing up and onward for them. So we bring up the catcher, Morgan Hudeman, a single, a stolen base, a bunt, and also was unfortunately tagged out as well a couple of innings ago. Hudeman, I think she was going for a big swing there, but wasn't quite comfortable pulling that trigger.
Yes, Hudeman's good for either bunting the ball or slapping the ball down third base, and that time it looks like she was going to slap it over the shortstop or third baseman's head.
So 0-1 count. That one to first base line. And that will be caught for first out for the Eagles. So unfortunate break there for Morgan.
Third out.
And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Still your score, Halifax 2, Cape Fear 1. So as we are about midpoint in this game 2, what is What is Coach Hamill talking to his squad about right now? What is the message that you're sending as you're coming back out? We're about halfway through game number 1 or number 2.
Well, he's probably just doing a whole lot of encouraging with his players and letting them know exactly where we are and what's coming up, making sure that they don't get down, especially after having a quick ending like that. He wants to make sure that the ladies stay up and ready to play ball. And he's also, he's got to remind the kids coming up to bat next time you're going to be faced with your 2, 3, 4, and 5 batter. So that's what Halifax will have up there coming up.
And as I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, but Cape Fear is a dangerous team because they are currently riding an 11-game winning streak, including yesterday's win in Game 1. So a team not to be taken lightly.
No, not to be taken lightly at all. I mean, they showed yesterday the way they came out and jumped on Halifax in the first inning of the ball game. And I think Halifax may have tied them up, but Halifax never led the ball game at all. Cape Fear led the whole ball game. Again, very well coached team, both of them here at Halifax, the Halifax and the Cape Fear team.
Next batter for the Eagles, number 6, Ansley Nicolano.
All right, so we will start the bottom of the 5th inning with number 6, Ansley McLam for Cape Fear. And that's a chopper to third. No problem for the Vikings defense. So that will bring up Claire Parker, who flied out in her first at-bat. The pitcher as well doing an outstanding job for the Eagles in the field.
Yes, she is.
Parker plays volleyball and basketball as well. And she flied out just then. A nice adjustment there by the Vikings defense for the second out. 2 quick outs here for the Vikings.
Number 2.
Berkeley Garner at third base. That's 2 good plays in a row for her.
And that brings back up Kaylee Ray, the dangerous Kaylee Ray, singled in her first at bat.
Cook able to get ahead in the count. So
2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Ryan Smith here with you alongside Rabbit Long if you're just joining us. Ball number 1, 1-1 count. Thank you for spending part of your day here with us, streaming online here at BigSportsTV.com.
Come on, Pat. Keep working. You're doing great. Get behind him, ladies.
And once again, down low, so it's a 2-1 count for the Eagles.
Cook was able to get ahead in the count early, but now she's going to fell back even with them.
3-1 now upstairs, so 3-1 now the count. So 2 outs. So I mean, still not. I wouldn't say yeah. I mean, it's 2 outs. So at the end of the day, single wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but you obviously don't want to create some momentum either. So that's going to be a walk though. So we'll see what happens now. So Riley Horn coming up, the shortstop.
Number 10, Riley.
The sophomore. Horn's got a walk and a strikeout. So if there's someone you want up, I guess for
Halifax.
For Halifax. As I say that, though, she drills the first pitch into second base, center field area, and that's easily a first base single, and that will advance Ray to second. So we've got a little bit of momentum here with 2 outs for Halifax. The Lady Eagles countering now with Mariah Bell, who has a ground out.
The young lady on second, she had turned second base like she was heading to third, and I think she realized that Lyles, center fielder with the strong arm, had the ball, and she was able to pull it back.
Absolutely, but that's a great catch on the run for Halifax, and that will end the 5th inning. We still have a 2-1 ball game. Halifax and Cape Fear, 2-1 lead for them. We go to the 6th inning. This is Ryan Smith. Thank you for streaming with us here on BigSportsTV.com.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face, in
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, on the campus of Halifax Academy Vikings. This is Game 2 of the NCISAA 1A High School Softball Championships here on BigSportsTV.com. Ryan Smith here with you alongside Rabbit Long. And we've got a 2-1 ball game here in favor of Halifax in the 6th inning. Cape Fear took Game 1 yesterday by a score of 6-3. So they've got a 1-0 lead in this best-of-3 series. Claire Parker back on the mound for the Lady Eagles, and back up for Halifax as we start this 6th inning is Berkeley Gardner. 2 flyouts for Berkeley, so she'll look to get on base here in her 3rd at-bat.
Yeah, Berkeley's another outstanding young lady, outstanding ball player all around. She hadn't got a hit today, so she is making good contact with it. So.
Only a freshman, so Berkeley's got room to grow. And that one is popped up high into left field. That's going to get down. So did not expect that. So got to be ready for anything, as they say. So Berkeley will get her hit. You just said it. So Berkeley got her hit. So she gets a single. Got to be feeling good for Berkeley and her confidence going forward.
Yes, and got a sister coming up right behind her. Her sister hadn't hit the ball well the last couple of days, so. Yep. Ashley's one of those ball players. She just got to make her mind up, get her head straight, and she can hit with anybody.
Ashlyn Gardner, as you just said, coming back up to the plate. She is a senior shortstop. Ground out and a strikeout today.
Halifax has got to take advantage of that miscue by Kate Field with letting that ball drop in between the second baseman, in between the shortstop and the left fielder.
That is definitely a given. We'll see if they can do just that. It is a 1-1 count for Gardner, the sister, Ashton. Sister Berkeley on first after the error by the Eagles left field. Way upstairs for ball number 2. So 2-1 count now. Coach Sterling now in the dugout now. He's not quite as active, but I guess that's because his team is batting, so can't see his pink shirt quite as nicely. That one drilled, and Coach didn't even move on the third base line. He acted like it was a little soft pitch coming towards him.
Yeah, like it was a normal thing with going up there, hitting line drives at him.
So 2-2 evens the count with that foul off the third base fence. Top of the 6th inning, 2-1 lead for Halifax. Parker takes her signal, goes, and once again, third base foul.
Foul ball over the fence. Garner has just got to stay back on the ball a little bit. She's way ahead in the count. She continues to pull the ball foul down the third base line. She's got to stay back or move up in the box a little bit. She's got to make an adjustment to it.
And as a senior, you expect her to be able to do just that. Once again, off the fence, 2-2 count still. So a great bat here for Gardner, just continuing to look for her pitch. I believe this is the 7th pitch coming up in this count.
Yes, it is.
Next pitch, low and away for ball 3. So 3-2 full count now for the Vikings.
Full count, no outs. You got number 3 bat up. You got a runner on first base. Halifax has got to make this hurt. I don't think that 1-run lead's going to hold out with Cape Fear.
Once again, Gardner into left field, and if you were here in person, you would just see how close some of these balls are to being fair, and then some of which are she's getting good contact, just a little far off on the foul ball.
Way ahead of the pitcher,
Next pitch, once again, it's like clockwork, folks. So 2-2 count once again. I believe we've got a situation where Mr. Willie needs some more balls, so we have a ball break for collection.
I think Ashton's been fouled off probably about 5 balls this time.
Absolutely.
She's got to make adjustments.
Next pitch. That's, we'll say 6 foul balls. That time, Coach kind of moved his feet a little bit, and that one hardly was hit at all. So these coaches are finicky in the outfield sometimes.
Yeah, she's got to watch for a changeup coming right here. She's done, well, I don't know, with a full count.
And that one will be ball 4. So the Eagles are going to allow another walk for this inning. She's going to get onto base, and that will bring up Emerson Poole, the home run hitter from a couple innings ago. So this is a perfect time for the Vikings to stretch this lead if they can to 5-1 with a 3-1 homer by Poole. She could do it again.
Yes, with no outs, Emerson Poole out. You got runners on first and second base.
And as I said
Emerson Poole does it.
Almost. That was close. You almost called it, as the outfielder had to go up into the fence to make that catch. So Poole just almost did it again. But unfortunately, the first out for this inning still got people on base, though. So Halifax is still in a good position. And
yes, that was an outstanding play by that center fielder right there. That ball had cleared the fence when she got her glove up and pulled it back into the ballpark.
Cook takes the first bat there for a foul.
And now Halifax is sitting here now with runners on first and second, 1 out. The number 4 batter up in the batter's box.
We've got a little bit of a break between catcher and pitcher here. Parker getting a talking to by Becca Ennis. And that'll bring me time to tell you that this championship softball game between Cape Fear Christian Eagles and Halifax Academy Vikings is sponsored by Rin Sports Graphic Screen Printing and Embroidery of Roanoke Rapids. Follow them on Facebook at Rin Sports.
This is where Ashton Cook can help herself right now by having 2 runners on with 1 out and everything. She can get a base hit or get on base and everything. She can make things a little bit easy on her when she goes back out there to play some defense and pitch.
Certainly can. So it's 1-1 count, as that one was strike 1. 1 out here for Halifax is still in good position to try to take advantage of that error earlier in the inning. That one is high flying behind our broadcast. And that will be fouled out for strike 2. So 1-2 count. Parker getting ahead of the count. Cook back into the plate.
Parker showing up to the mound. She's not going to go away.
Way upstairs for ball 3, quickly in 5 words or less. When pitcher's going up against pitcher, how do you think they have a different mindset?
I would think they would. I would think that if I was up there and I was hitting against someone, I would probably want to do everything I could to get it out of the park.
And that one is going to be fouled once again. But no, I was saying on my point, though, yeah, because Cook is the pitcher for Halifax, and so it's pitcher on pitcher. Yeah, I'm sure maybe pitchers look for something different when they're up to the plate as opposed to someone who doesn't pitch and maybe doesn't know a tendency of the pitcher.
Yeah, she's probably doing a whole lot of wondering and everything. I mean, anytime you're up there on the pitcher's mound and everything, you've always got to have your head in the ball game.
Popped up by Cook, and that will be taken for out number 2. So Cook will fly out for the second time today, and that will bring up number 23, Ashlyn Lyles, one of those seniors we talked about so much ago, to fly out. So another person who is very capable of getting on base, but just so far has had 2 flyouts to speak today.
Ashlyn Lyles is capable of hitting the ball out of the park if she can get a hook to it, but she's also good for good line drives. She hadn't hit the ball good the last couple of days, even on that foul tip right there.
Just out of the reach of the third baseman trying to make that catch off foul and strike 1 for Lyles. So it is an 0-1 count. 2-1 Halifax lead.
Now, it's going to be a big boost for Cape Fear to have runners on first and second with no out if they can get out of here without Halifax scoring a run.
Next pitch. That one is smacked to right field. That's going to get to the back wall. Bring home 1, bring home 2. So that will be an RBI double for Lyles, I believe, and Lyles will get to second We have a 4-1 lead, Rabbit.
Next up for the Vikings.
4-1 lead. Halifax goes up with a double from Ashton Lyles, picking up them 2 RBIs, 2 very important RBIs. And there again, what you've seen Ashton Lyles do is the same thing that Brent Hamler talked about, was hitting the ball backside.
That one popped up behind the catcher. Catcher couldn't quite get her face mask off in time to see where that ball went. So that will fall aimlessly to the dirt for an 0-1 count.
That was 2 big RBIs right there after KP had shut them down early in the inning for Lyles to come up and hit that double.
So that brings home 2 runners.
There's another base hit.
And there's another one, as you said, going to second base, and that's going to bring home Lyles. And a double for Knight.
Ashton Knight, one of the young ladies on this team that's helped out the last couple of years, just goes up there and gets a clutch hit up the middle and picks up the RBI, able to score Lyles. So Ashton Knight, another young lady.
And I think Coach Sterling Holmes is coming out to have a word with Miss Parker, and we'll see if we have a pitching change here in the 6th inning. Not sure if that will happen or not, but we will see. It's 5-1 Halifax now, 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. If you're just joining us, Ryan Smith here with you on the broadcast. Rabbit alongside me. Thank you for spending part of your day here with us, streaming online, and good to have everyone here on the broadcast. We are presented today on BigSportsTV.com. This is the 1A NCISAA High School Softball Championships, Game 2 of this best-of-3 series. And this game today between the Cape Fear Christian Eagles and the Halifax Academy Vikings is sponsored by Roanoke Rapids Savings Bank, banking with a difference, online at rrsb.com. You can follow them on Facebook as well. So a little bit of a break here, Rabbit. What's Coach Sterling saying to his pitcher? What is he saying to his crew right now?
Is he making a pitcher change? He does have a pitcher change going on like that pitcher now. Coach Sterling's been doing this here long enough. He realizes that with a batter and a pitcher, it's just a matter of timing. And Halifax, after a day and a half, has finally got the timing down of Parker up down the mound, so they were able to squeeze out some pretty good hits. So he's just going to change up the pace and everything with the pitcher, and just try to salvage a little bit out of this inning here.
Absolutely. So that's going to take Parker out of the pitching spot, and Riley Horn is now going to be pitcher. She was batting second in the lineup. I imagine that might change as well. But we will see as the game goes on for that one. Horn, a little bit about Horn here. She is a sophomore, 5'4" tall. Horn is someone today who has a walk and a strikeout.
And she looks like she's throwing a lot of different pitches up there as she's warming up.
She has pitched 2,859 pitches for this squad, so a lot of pitches. 3.62 ERA, 154 innings pitched, 17 wins, 4 losses, so quite a record for her. She plays also volleyball, so a good athlete too.
Well, we got Tara Simmons, another senior up, the number 8 batter in the lineup.
Simmons takes an eye on that one, as that one's low for ball number 1. 5-1 is your score.
And then coming up there facing a new pitcher and everything, first thing you want to do is maybe watch a pitch or two and see exactly what she's got. Claire watched the first one that was a ball, and then the other one came in a little bit high, and she took a cut at it.
Yeah, exactly. So that fouled away. So 1-1 count now for Tara. Simmons has a flyout and a strikeout, and that second one into strike 2. So getting a little bit of a crowd reaction after that one. Horn again, but Simmons is saved by getting hit by a pitch there. She was down on the count, but fortunate on the error by Horn, so Simmons will take her base.
Yes, that's taking one for the team right there, taking one for the team. She made very little effort to even get out of the way.
Barlow up, number 8, Hayden Barlow, 2 strikeouts, but she's gonna get a first pitch right to second base, and she will fly out, or ground out as well, so that will end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is 5-1 Halifax, and we are going to be prepared for a fight here by Cape Fear, as you know they're not going to go away. They showed that yesterday. They won the first game, and looks like Cook is going to be back out for Halifax, it looks like. So what do you expect from a defensive perspective here from Halifax?
These ladies just got to keep it up, and they just got to keep talking to each other. They got to make sure that they're on their toes, ready for anything that Cape Fear right now wants to throw at them.
And now go on the opponent side for Cape Fear. What do they have to do at the plate? What is their
right now? Being down 5-1 with only another inning and a half left, 2 innings left, and 2 more chances at bat, they're gonna have to hope that they get a leadoff batter. One of the first 2 batters can get on, and they're gonna start trying to make things happen. It don't take long to pick up 4 runs. So Halifax is gonna have to play ball, and Cape Fear is gonna be looking to try to make something happen.
Absolutely.
I couldn't remember what shirt I had on either, so I just had to figure it out.
Next up for the Eagles, number
Cook is going to have to make sure that he's working the plate, doing everything she can just to keep them off balance right here. Defense has got to be on the toes. They got to be wanting the ball right now.
The 4th batter in this lineup, Christina Kennedy for the Eagles, is now up to bat. Kennedy has a stolen base, a single, an RBI triple, and a second single as well. So she has had a busy day so far. And believe it or not, she's only a 7th grader.
7th grade, yes.
So she is definitely an up-and-comer for Cape Fear, someone who Halifax looks to be facing for a while. The second pitch after that strike 1 is fouled off for 2 strikes. So Cook getting ahead of the count in this first batter.
Yes, Cook's got a head in the count right now, so she's got to work the plate. Good little bat as she did.
And that's going to be chopped to second base.
That was an outstanding job by Cook on that play right there, being ahead in the count and keeping the ball down low, forcing the young lady to hit a ground ball to the second baseman.
And that will be ground out for Kennedy. That will bring up Kim Bordeaux, the junior for Cape Fear. Triple and a fly out for Bordeaux. So we got to make sure Bordeaux doesn't take her triple efforts back into this inning. So we'll see what happens there. But someone who's a junior, so she's had a lot of games under her belt for the Eagles, and is someone who they expect to probably step up big here, down 5-1.
All right, Cook done fell behind in the count here, so she's gonna have to go at her now.
2 balls, 0 strikes, just like that. But we rebound with a 3rd pitch as strike 1. So 2-1 count now for Bordeaux. Bordeaux steps back into the box. Next pitch in the dirt for ball number 3. So 3-1 count now. Danger time here for the Vikings, as it's only 1 out. Don't want to get any momentum started for the Eagles.
Very important batter for Halifax.
There's strike number 2. 3-2 now is the count, full count. Great pitch in response there by Cook.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Cook wants to go. And that is an outstanding grab at 3rd base. And that was a rocket hit by Bordeaux, but Berkeley Gardner was not having any of that.
No, she made an outstanding play on that, and then right after she made the play, she had a sister to come over and kind of push her around a little bit. So
a little sibling love there. Popped up there. Next batter is Avery Williams, and that will be out number 3. We go to the 7th inning, 5-1 Halifax over Cape Fear. Thank you for streaming with us on BigSportsTV.com.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars.
Wow.
But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows? Maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
And welcome back to Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, Halifax Academy campus here. Ryan Smith with you. This is the NCISAA 1A High School Softball Championship game, number 2 of this best of 3 series here on BigSportsTV.com. This championship softball game today between Cape Fear Christian Eagles and Halifax Academy Vikings is sponsored by RenSports.com, or graphic screen printing and embroidery of Roanoke Rapids. You can follow RenSports on Facebook. BigSportsTV.com, we are presented by them today, as I just said. You can also follow Big Sports on Twitter as well. So Riley Horn, the sophomore pitcher for the Eagles, out once again. So she is someone looking to establish some momentum heading into this potential second game if they were to fall here. But someone I think Eagles can rely on if this game were to go into a second game.
Yes, as Brent Howland had told us earlier before the game started, that Cape Fear has 4 different pitchers that they like to use a lot. So Halifax only being up by 4, and they got the lead-off batter here, so they need to make something happen.
Morgan Hudeman, as you said, first pitch in the dirt for ball number 1. Hudeman has a fly out, a stolen base, single, and a bunt all in this game number 1. Once again, tried the bunt, I believe, but 2 strikes, quickly down 0-2 for Morgan.
Morgan is having an outstanding tournament this year in the state.
And Morgan's a junior, so she will be back next year. And that will be 1-2 is now the count. Excuse me, that first pitch was actually a ball, so 1-2 now the count. Morgan steps back into the box.
2 strikes. She's going to have to go ahead and take a swing at it now, whether it's a slat.
That one, absolutely wild pitch there, so it's going to be 2-2 count.
Maybe not. I know.
Morgan lucky she got out of the way on that one.
Again, it's very important. I know Steve and Brent both have talked to their players. It's, you just can't lay down right now with a 4-run lead.
And Morgan's, despite her best effort, will go down swinging for out number 1. And that will bring up Berkeley Garner, who got on base and has a run in this game. 2 flyouts to speak as well, but she did get on base due to the error by the Eagles in their last round. And we'll see what Berkeley has up her sleeve. That first pitch in there for ball number 1.
Slightly inside, but it was a good pitch. It was a good lead pitch for the young lady out there.
And that's a swing and a miss, strike 1. Berkeley wanted that one badly. She swung that one for the fence. And Berkeley coming off, if you weren't here when that last inning, she had a great catch in the field, so she's had a couple of great moments here recently for the Vikings. And so quickly off the foul poles at the top of the structure behind the plate, it is 1-2 count. 1 out, top of the 7th inning. 5-1 Halifax.
Berkeley calling time to help gather herself and everything to get ready for the pitch.
And sometimes you need that as a player. Sometimes you don't want to rush into things.
Sometimes you don't want to rush in. You also want to try to start making the pitcher think a little bit too.
Absolutely. So 2-2 count now, I believe, is one was a ball. Next pitch by Horn is a swing and a miss. So Berkeley is going to go down swinging for her first strikeout of the day, and that will bring up Sister Ashton, the sophomore, or the senior, excuse me, the shortstop.
This young lady's really come on as far as pitching this year. Number 1 and number 2 batter just had strikeouts, so that's a good start for her.
Absolutely. and that one way upstairs for ball number 1 for Garner.
And Halifax has got to be a little bit worried. And you go up in, you get 1, 2, 3, you're going to fire the other team up a little bit.
Indeed. That one swinging for the Woods. Quick a 1-1 count now. Garner has a run, a strikeout, a walk, and a ground out all in this first game.
We had trouble throwing 3 strikes. We waited on it.
Next pitch by Horn. Little out to the outside, so we'll call that a ball 2. 2-1. 2 outs, top of the 7th.
Sitting back here, and we're seeing a whole lot of movement on Horn's pitches, too.
And a little tip in for strike 2. A little foul behind the catcher. And there's the hit for, and that's going to get down. So Gardner is going to get a single for the Vikings, but a tough break for the Eagles in the outfield where it looks like they made that catch.
Yes. She almost made a very good play, pulling it off the ground and everything, but she was able to keep it in front of her and only allowed Garner to get 1 base.
And so that will bring up Emerson Poole, who has had, I would say, the best day so far for the Vikings in this second game, an RBI single and a home run as well. Strike number 1 for Poole.
Yes, with Garner getting on in, it looked like the seniors did come up, and as Brent had asked them to do, he asked them to step up, and I think the seniors have done it today.
Second pitch for Poole, strike number 2. Quick 0-2 count now for Poole. Poole just needs another one like she had last inning where she almost homered twice in a row, but that one almost was off the fence, so was a fly out. She just needs to get some swing or contact on her swing. There's a little contact to the middle for Poole. She's trying to run it out, but that will not happen as they go down 1, 2, 3 here. Top 3 batters for Halifax. For Halifax, we go to the bottom of the 7th. It is the make it or break it inning, as they say, and it is 5-1 Halifax over Cape Fear.
Yes.
So
Halifax is going to definitely have to play some defense right here. I think Cape Fear is going to come in here in the last inning. They're going to try to do everything they can to get them 4 runs back, at least put it into another inning. But back to Horn's pitching just then with Poole up to bat after seeing Poole had gone yard one time and then had hit the other one and she had to depend on the center fielder to pull it back into the ballpark. Horn was able to do an outstanding job at it and ended up pitching and hitting the outside corners of the plate with Poole up there. So if she was going to hit one out this time, she was going to have to take it backside.
And it looks like it looks like Cook is still in there. Yep, looks like Cook is in there. And maybe this is just me, but has she been wearing that mask the whole time?
Yes, she's masked. She's usually mask and sunglasses.
Okay, well, little observation by Ryan there, so I guess we'll get used to that. So we are back into action for the bottom of the 7th inning. Wild pitch for Cook. So that's going to bring up Becca Innes is this first batter, the catcher. She's got a fly out in today's game. Ball number 2, just like that. And we are in the 7th batter in this order. So you'd like to think this is a favorable 3 here for Halifax to get these 3 outs and get to a game 3.
Yes, Cook's just got to settle down right now and throw strikes. She's done threw 3 balls in a way. She needs to make this game as quick as possible and try not to throw as many pitches as she don't have to.
And looks like Morgan's going to try to calm her down here as she's kneeling with her and having a conversation.
And Morgan being an outstanding young lady, her and Cook have an outstanding relationship as far as talking to each other, and I think Cook depends on Hoodeman to come out there and slow her down and pace her.
Always good to have that camaraderie. And chopper to third base line, fouled. So still 3-1 now is the count. So had to get something back there for Cook. So she was able to at least get something back. So we'll see if she can continue to work her way back into this count.
Yes, I'm looking at some of Cook's stats for the season this year, and she's pitched 49 innings. She's got an ERA of 3.43.
And strike number 2 for Ennis as Cook delivered that one. It was a beauty.
I tell you, if she can get out of this one, it really looks like Hoodeman's and her conversation really paid off.
And that will be a walk for Ennis. Tough break there for Cook, but a good effort there to get back into it for sure.
Yes, crowd didn't agree with the call on the outside corner of the plate, but I think the umpire did an outstanding job with it. Sitting right here where I'm at, it was definitely slightly outside. It wasn't much, but it was outside.
And so that will bring up number 6, Ansley McLam, a ground out and a fly out for McLam. First pitch by Cook in there for strike number 1. As we now have a Halifax or a Cape Fear runner on first.
Halifax needs an out right here. They need an out.
Little base hit there for the Eagles, and that will get down off right field. So advancing to second is Ennis, and McLam is at first. So we all of a sudden have a 1-2 hit for, or walk-in hit for Cape Fear. So that will bring up Claire Parker, I believe. No. Yes, Claire Parker, who was previously the pitcher. Ball number 1.
Halifax has got to get this first out right here. Got with the runners on first and second and everything. 4 runs ain't gonna last long if you keep allowing somebody to get hits.
Correction, this is actually Kaylin Cumby, number 22, 7th grader. So she's taken 1 ball, 1 strike in this at bat. So Cumby is a utility player for them. So that actually makes sense now that she's replacing Parker. So correction on that. Fouled out behind our plate, so it's going to be a quick 1-2 count. Still no outs, though, for Halifax, as we've got runners on first and second. McLam at first, Ennis at second.
Cook's played a whole lot of ball, and she realizes that she had to get ahead in the count. She did an outstanding job with it.
And that was a great stop there by Hoodeman, as that could have been dangerous. So it's 2-2 pitch. 2-2 count. That one is smacked by Cumby, a 7th grader coming up big for, and that is going to be a RBI single for Cumby, as coming home is Ennis. So it is now 5-2. The 7th grader coming up with a outstanding RBI single.
Yes, Steve's taking a walk out there now to the mound to talk to his players to make sure that everybody's calmed down, and just to explain the situation to them, exactly where they are. Right now, they got, Cape Fear's got runners on first and second with no outs. Would like to say that Ashlyn Lyles just made an outstanding play to go in that hole, get that ball and spin it, throw it home, and the girl crossed the plate right before the ball got there. So Halifax has got to shut everything down right now.
So that will bring us at first and third. Cook almost took her out on that one. So Kaylee Ray back up on the plate. She's got a single, she's got a double, she's got a walk. She's got quite the diverse batting today. Strike number 1, so that'll be 1-1.
Halifax needs to have the infielders playing back, especially the middle part of the field. Right now, we're not much worried about the run on third base.
Ball number 2, 2-1 now to count.
What they need is a ground ball hit up the middle and Garner fielding and turning a double play on it right here.
And next pitch. Strike number 2. That evens the count at 2. We've got McLan at third, Cumby at first. 5-2 Halifax, still winning. 1 run so far. And that's going to get across the middle, bring home. And so, yes, so safely at second is Cumbie. That will take Ray to first as a single and bringing home McLam for a now 5-3 Halifax.
5-3 score. As we figured, Cape Fear was not going to go away. Right now, they're sitting here with no outs, with runners on first and second.
And that one popped up into center field. That's gonna go down. And that's going to be a 5-4 game. So this is unbelievable. So coming home was Cumbie. So single for the Eagles there for Horn.
Carolina Quorum made an outstanding play trying to get down that line and trying to catch that ball, and it just tipped off the very tip of her glove.
And there it is once again. There is the tie ball game. But she got her out, though, at the second, so there is out number 1 there. But we do have a 5-5 ball game.
5-5 ball game.
One out. 1 out. And I was a fan of one of the teams. I know it can be nerve-wracking, but as a viewer, it's got to be this is a good game.
It's a very good game. It's a good game to watch.
And couldn't quite pull the trigger, so we get a stolen base there by Bell.
So now it's very important that Halifax make sure the infielders got to knock the ball down and keep it on the infield. I don't know. You got to watch this girl hitting a gapper.
And that's no problem.
Double play right there for Halifax.
And there was the double play right there. So great play by Halifax there, and they will be all tied up at 5. We go to the end of the 7th inning. We have extra innings here in Roanoke Rapids. Thank you for streaming with us here on BigSportsTV.com.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want.
And my kids graduate from here.
And we are back here in Roanoke Rapids, sunny day here for game number 2, 5-5 score between Halifax and Cape Fear Christian Academy Eagles. This is the NCISAA 1A High School Softball Championship game here on BigSportsTV.com. Ryan Smith here with you alongside Rabbit Long as it is a 5-5 ball game going into the 8th inning technically now for these two squads. So we're going to talk about how it got to be 5-5. We got a couple of base hits, a double, some singles by both. It started with Innes, and then McLam, Cumbie, Ray, Horn, Bell all contributed in some way to get those runs.
Yes, they were able to. Cape Fear was able to come in and hit probably about 3 or 4 balls backside, over there towards backside, which advanced the runners. And Halifax just struggled trying to get that first out and was enabled them to put some points on the board.
Yep, so runs by, just to be clear, runs by Innes, McLam, Ray, and Horn all got to be at 5-5, and Cumbie for 5-5. So we go to the 8th inning, and first up for Halifax is Cook. And she takes ball 1. Second pitch to the third base. And that will be out number 1. So Cook will be thrown out there.
Next batter for the Vikings,
That will bring up Ashlyn Lyles, one of those seniors. We've been talking about this entire broadcast as someone who needs to make a play. She's got a run and 2 foul flyouts and an RBI double. So someone who needs to make a play here for her team.
Ashlyn came up last time and got the 2 RBIs that put them up.
That one's a little chopper to the middle. And she got it, so safe. Lyles was able to run out that one, and she was able to get the second off for the Vikings. So that will bring up Ashton Knight, who also has a single and double in this game, a fly out as well. First pitch, a little chopper to first base. No problem. So that'll bring out second out.
One of those things that's hits by Ashton Knight there, hitting it to the backside, which serves the same purpose as a bunt. Got Ashlyn Lyles to second base in scoring position.
So I was going to say, I don't think it's actually, I think it is 1 out, just 1 out. It would be 2 if they do remain.
Okay, that's still a debate going on between the umpires as to whether she was safe at first.
Correct. We've got a conversation now going on between the 2 umpires. And so they're going to call her out. So that would bring 2 outs now, I believe. So 2 outs.
2 outs with a run on second base, and you got Tara Simmons, senior, at bat.
Another senior at bat. Right behind the plate for strike number 1. So Tara's got a
base hit.
Got a base hit. Yes, she does. And there comes the run for Halifax. There it is. Ashlyn Lyles coming across the plate and an RBI single for Simmons.
That was 2 of the seniors right there. Lyles on second base, Tara up at bat, and Tara got the base hit up the middle, and Lyles was able to score from second base to put Halifax up with a 6-5 score.
So we've got 6-5 score, 2 outs here at the top of the 8th inning. That will bring up Hayden Barlow. That's going to get away from the catcher, and easily in second base goes Simmons. So a stolen base added to her day.
Yes. Simmons right now don't have the speed to score if Barlow was to get a base hit. I think if I was a coach, I'd find me a little bit of speed in that dugout, somebody to run for.
That was probably a fly out to second base. Barlow, that catch is made, and so we will go to the bottom of the 8th inning as we've got a 6-5 ball game. Halifax up 6-5, and we go to the bottom. So talk about now the mindset here in extra innings. Both teams. Let's start with Halifax and then Cape Fear. What's the mindset here?
Well, if I was Halifax right now, I'd be figuring out exactly what batters they got coming up and what part of the batting order they're in, and find out exactly what they've done. So in case it gets to a situation where you have to intentionally walk somebody, or if you got somebody you may want to try to pitch around a little bit. So Halifax needs to know who's coming up. The defense, the ladies out there in the field. It's to the point right now where the ladies have got to want the ball. I see Steve has made a change out there. He's got a new second baseman out there and got Barlow and moved Barlow to third. And as a matter of fact, he's got Berkeley Garner on the pitcher's mound right now.
I was going to say, let's introduce Berkeley Garner to our broadcast. She is a freshman pitcher for now on the mound for Halifax. So take it away.
Steve and Brent both have been around softball for a long time. They've been doing this here, and they've been a big asset to the school and everything. And I think what Steve has come to realize, he's just seen that the girls last inning had Ashton Cook's timing. Same thing as Halifax had with the Parker numbers. So they just felt like it was a pitching change, and it was hopefully it's going to be a good move for everybody. And right now, Kate Field just wants to get that run on first base so they can get them down there in scoring position so they can tie this game back up.
swing and a miss, strike one for Garner, and it was Ella Powell at second base now, the junior, taking the place of Beckley. Berkeley, excuse me. And a little chopper off third base will be fouled, so quick 0-2 count here for Garner, so that's what she needs to do.
Yes, she's ahead in the count. Both pitches have been down low in the strike zone. That one was a foul ball where the pitcher got ahead of her. So right now, Berkeley's got to think there's nobody on the field but her and the batter.
Great stop there by the second base by Ashton Gardner, but couldn't quite make that throw. So it's going to get down for a single, but great effort by Ashton.
For the Eagles, number 3, Trinity Olive.
Tell you what, if you wanted to see a good ball game, you definitely got one here today.
Absolutely. So now coming to the plate is Trinity Olive, as that first pitch is fouled off. So it was Kim Bordeaux who got the single on that last at bat. And now instead of Avery Williams, we have number 3, Trinity Olive, the junior shortstop and outfielder. That was another strike, so 0-2 count once again for Garner. She's ahead of her pitch.
Outstanding pitch. Halifax has got to do everything they can right now. They got 2 strikes on her. They got to keep that runner out of scoring position.
Just needs a little confidence.
And there it was. So that's one. So there goes down Olive. So Olive will take strikeout and out number 1 here for Halifax. That will bring up Avery Williams. Or excuse me, Becca Ennis, not Avery Williams. So Becca Ennis, the catcher. 2 flyouts, a walk and a run in today's game. So Ennis has had some good power on 2 of her bats, but hasn't been able to get anything down. First pitch was fouled off. Second pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. So 0-2 once again. Garner's outstanding pitching so far coming in. This is a great move by Coach Hamill.
Yes, it is. I think he's recognized that the timing of Ashton Cook had been caught up with it.
Right upstairs for ball number 1. So 1-2 now the count.
Garner's doing a good job. She's keeping the ball down low, and then every now and then she throws that one a little bit high to see if they're going to chase it. Halifax has got to keep that run off second base. Foul ball.
And that was foul. That could have been dangerous for Halifax. So foul ball there. Halifax is nursing that 6-5 lead. They are 2 outs away from forcing a Game 3 all-deciding here. It is Berkeley Gardner on the mound. If you're just joining us, and that is strike 3 for Ennis, going down for the second out, and we are 1 away from a Game 3 between Halifax and Cape Fear. That's going to bring up
Halifax has got to have everybody on the field right now wanting the ball to come to them and ready to make the play.
And that's going to bring up Ansley McLam, who got one of those hits last time, the second person at bat to start that charge to tie it up at 5. So first pitch is ball 1. Next pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, strike 1.
Strike 1. Again, Halifax is infield. They've got to knock the ball down. They can't let it get out in the grass. They got to make sure if she gets a hit, that they can hold them at first and second.
Next pitch, fouled out for strike 2. So 1-2 count, 2 outs, runner on second. We are 1 out away from a all-deciding Game 3.
And it just looks like Garner's in a zone right now. Like, she's just reading everything going on right there.
That one was out of bounds for a foul, so still 1-2 count.
You can just see the focus in Garner's eyes right now on that pitch now.
I was going to say, if you're not here in person, you can't appreciate the focus in Garner's eyes right now. But the runner's going to get to second, so does that change anything here, Rabbit?
Yes, that makes this whole situation dangerous. It gets to the point right now where a base hit can score that girl at second base and tie this ball game up. So they got to go at this batter, and they got to go at this batter hard. The outfielder's got to get the ball in quick. The infielders got to knock it down.
And that will be ball 3. So 3-2 count now, 2 outs. Bordeaux at second. And so tying run is at the second base. The winning run is at the plate. Once again, foul. So, yes, thank you for joining us today here on BigSportsTV.com. If you're just, if you take a break and are coming back, it's Ryan Smith here with you live from Halifax Academy. Rabbit Long alongside me here. You've watched a great one in this game, too, of Championship Series. And that one is going to be fouled again. So, a couple fouls as I can feel my heart beating a little faster here, Rabbit. It's
these ladies are hitting foul ball, and they are not missing that line by much. Halifax has almost got to paint those lines for them. They got to get over there and cut some of those balls off. They got to keep them out of the gaps. Next pitch.
fouled off again behind the plate. So still runner on second. Coming back into the plate is McLean.
All right, defense has got to get down. Defense has got to get ready for this ball here.
And if you're McLean, you just want some solid contact. There's that contact. And there it is. So a catch, out number 3, fly out by McLean. We have a game 3 here today. The best of 3 championship series does indeed go to a game 3. It is your final score, Halifax 6, Cape Fear 5 in 8 innings, Rabbit.
30 minutes.
Yes, Berkeley going to do an outstanding job coming in to relieve Ashton Cook on that right there. And Halifax buckled down and got the most important run.
And so 6-5 is your final. We go to a game 3. We will be back in a little bit. Thank you for streaming with us today, BigSportsTV.com.